This is a dramatic statement, but let's just imagine and paint a picture. It's 5 years from now because we know old habits die hard. But Google doesn't command 80% of the search traffic anymore, or 90%, which is probably realistically where that number still sits today. Maybe that number has dropped closer to 50%. And that still would make Google the top dog, but it's a significant shift. So meanwhile, chatbots like ChatGPT, or if there's a new Applebot coming out, or specialized AI legal assistants, they might occupy that other 50% of search share for people doing legal research. Maybe they're kind of at the top of the funnel. They're just doing some searches to find answers to the situation that they're in. Or maybe they're at the bottom of the funnel and they're ready to hire you. So this isn't really far-fetched. And I think what we're already seeing is early adopters are already starting to get the benefit of this today. And right now, I think that's a lot of tech savvy people like me, people that are paying attention to this, people like you that showed up today. We can't just rely on Google anymore. And we shouldn't do that anyway, because with any marketing, if you're building a sustainable firm that you want to see consistent growth year over year, your marketing is at least a stool. You have several legs there. It's not just SEO. It's not just ads. It's not just marketing. You're involved in multiple things and you're doubling down on the things that work for your firm. And we have to expand our digital presence and where we're listed online and be where our potential clients, or really our ideal clients, where they're already looking. So to be clear, it's not a reason to panic, but I think ignoring this pivot might mean missing out on basically a lot of revenue growth, a lot of leads, and a lot of missed opportunity to grow a brand that people would do business with if they already knew that you existed, that you're not the best kept secret. So let's show you just how real this is. So this is just one screenshot example for the same search query that I just wanted to spend a minute on. And this search query is statute of limitations for personal injury in Texas. So on the left, we have ChatGPT. This is just a screenshot I took from it. And this is using their 4.0 model. And it's a standalone app or a standalone website, depending on how you use it, or maybe you have it integrated into your iPhone like some people do now. But basically, this direct answer references the law firm websites. I think we have Troy Birch Law and Simmons and Fletcher here and a couple others. And basically what ChatGPT is doing is it's summarizing the key points. It's saying, hey, look, this is the answer to your limit, discovery rule, minors, mental incapacity exceptions, etc. And on the right, you have Google's version of that now. And what we're seeing, if you're doing some searches, is you'll see something like this now. And this is Google's AI overview, where it's now doing the same thing. It's summarizing. And as of very recently, they just started linking back to websites that they actually borrow this information from. So that's great for you. But they do that. And then they have this featured snippet and they're saying, hey, look, the answer is this. And then you're kind of getting into the traditional results that you would see. So basically, the difference in ChatGPT's environment, to me, the user might not even leave this chatbot. Sometimes clicking on these links can be a little bit more difficult. But if people see your brand, that's a brand mention, right? And it's an experience and an interaction that somebody might have with your brand. And that's important to just think about contextually as we move along here, because again, real marketing is building a brand that people want to do business with, one that they know, like, or trust. And just as we see in standard search results, like if an ad shows up here, or there's a local pack or organic, if you're in more places, you get more clicks. So basically to say, if you're showing up in more places, that is going to have some benefit that we may not even really be able to track to some extent. But again, you're building that brand. So essentially, that means your firm's mention is kind of like the entire ballgame in some senses here, right? So being recognized or cited is crucial.